Okay, welcome back. So I'm going to finish our endocrine lab with the model structures. You know, we're in a lab class, so you got to learn body parts. Now, on the mannequin, it has thyroid gland, adrenal glands, pancreas. All right, I guess I could show you. So on the lab page, week 1, right underneath the endocrine lab outline, and I made this, it almost ended up being a military term, endocrine system model structures document. So I put that here, so this is where you can get this page. I've done this in the past. Word docs are really easy to work with, and you can see how big the picture is. And so, and if you wanted to drain the ink out of some printer, you could print them out if you wanted to. But so that's where all these little pictures, this will be the pictures we're going to use for the exam, for your quiz, for your lab exam. So mannequin, thyroid, adrenal glands, pancreas. Now I had the big giant naked man here up. So see up in this area, it says thyroid gland, then it has parathyroid, and then we'll get to the brain, and then you can see here are the adrenal glands. They sit right on top of the kidneys, and there's the pancreas, which looks like a chewed up piece of Wrigley's. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the pictures, and I'll point this out first. So see this little area right here in the middle? It's got the big blue vein, and the red here, okay, that is the thyroid. It's right below a person's Adam's apple, so right in this area. If you scroll down a little further, in fact, here let me make this a little bigger. So there you go. Now you can see it. Thyroid gland. Now, right on top of here, right there on this area, and then also right here are the adrenal glands, and then this area right there, organ, is the pancreas. Boy, and now that I'm thinking of it, yeah, and I blew this up a little bigger. So there's, say, burnt orange, right adrenal gland over here, left adrenal gland, and this thing looks like it's got a fishbone running through it. That's the pancreas. So really huge, scary looking, zombie blown up picture. There's the thyroid right here. Now, if we go a little closer, let me see that picture, and this is just another photograph. I wish now I had taken this out and just taken a photo of the adrenal glands, but anyway, so here they are. There's the right one, there's the left one. This area here that's got the darker color would be the kidneys, and this is the pancreas, and actually I have a photo of this taking out individually, but this whole thing, see this red outline, big artery? This is called the pancreatic duct, and then all this in here, all of that is the pancreas. So going to our next part, I'm looking in your outline, so if I were to jump back, larynx model. So in other words, the area where I was showing you where the thyroid is blown up, we have a model for that. So if you notice on this guy, I'll go back up. See this is the larynx area, that's the thyroid cartilage, and so we have a model that looks like that. Okay, big, giant, in fact this is too big, let me give you a headache. So this is kind of cool up here, remember the hyoid bone, that's what that is, and then we'll go over these cartilages later. So here's a thyroid, and yes, it's got half of it gone. If you haven't noticed that theme at this point, anatomy models, sometimes they'll take the half off so you can see the things underneath. But here's the thyroid gland. There's a side view. It's got the big red arteries. Now, what you normally would do is here's the thyroid, and then you would turn this around. Oop, didn't mean to do that. You would turn it around, and then on the back here, there's 1, 2, and 3. Those are the parathyroid glands. They're little bitty guys. Okay, we looked at the slide. Most diagrams I've seen, people have 2 on one side, 2 on the other. Some people have 3 total or 4, but in this case they put all 3 on one side. Okay, that's the larynx model. So be able to identify. Here's a thyroid. There is a parathyroid glands. Little bitty, what are they, pink? There's 3 of them there. Little parathyroid glands. There's the pancreas removed from the mannequin, this whole thing. And then last part of this. And then I'm going to show you the Padlet with the slides just real quick. So here's the brain half. We just did this. So here's the pineal gland. Remember that little fold in the back? And yes, it's kind of connected here. This is the pituitary. This is called the infundibulum, but this is the pituitary that hangs down. One side of these brains has a pituitary. You can see the fold there. That's the pineal gland. And then remember, we went over these little capillary things, but there it is right there also. That's also different side. This side doesn't have the pituitary with that little fold, and it's connected here, but that little part right there is the pineal gland in the back. So, on to the Padlet. Now I'm going to go down to this. So what I wanted to do, and you can actually do this with anything. This frame, I'm going to open this in a new tab so you can make it full screen like this. It's pretty cool. Let them load up. Yeah, here is our old, now these were pictures from students, and this is not one. I'm not going to use this for your quiz, but tell me if you can, just thinking offhand, what does this look like? So here's an outer layer. Here's some column cells. You can't see them that great. Yes, that's an adrenal gland. I'm going to use the pictures from your PowerPoint that I went over with you. Oop. Well, so here's the thyroid. Remember, here's a follicle, little follicular cells that go around it, the colloid. That in the middle, some extrafollicular cells. And yeah, here's some more follicular cells. The Padlet's actually really cool. Here's one a student took with, I want to say that it was with their phone somehow. But here's the pituitary gland or the hypophysis. Here's the posterior lobe in the back here. This is the anterior lobe in the front that has the acidophils and basophils. And this one has the pituocytes. What do you think this one is? Get close. This is actually a better picture. Might just use this picture. This is brain sand. This is the pineal gland, right? The corpus, calcium carbonate. And then, now this is our new slide. And in some ways it does look a little better. But this is our new pituitary glands. Here's the anterior lobe. There's the posterior lobe. Not going to be using this particular one. Once again, I'm going to stick with your PowerPoint unless I instruct you otherwise. And then down here, there's an up close. There's an up close of that's a really good picture. Up close, this is the anterior lobe. This is the posterior lobe of the pituitary. This is a really cool picture, and I took it totally on accident. You can see the little mannequin in the background. But there's the thyroid, and there's a liver, which is in the way of where you can see the pancreas. And then this is an islet of Langerhans. Now, this is not a great, you can see it there. There's a pancreatic islet. There's a pancreas around it. There's that triple stained slide, so you might just look at this. There's some purples, or bluish. Here's red cell right there, acidophil, basophil. But it's a good exercise. And then here's you can make this bigger. Look, there's a parathyroid gland with the thyroid around it. You know, they're so small. See all the little follicles and all that stuff. So. Okay, that is that is everything. And then here's somebody that's on here twice just for good measure. And I see I'm breaking some sort of teacher rule with, here we have student names. It's from a long time. Oh, wow, I got close. There's a pineal gland, and there's a pituitary gland. All right, guys, that is the entire endocrine lab. So go over your outline, go over the review, and that's it for the endocrine part of this lab. So take us out, Steve.
And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.